what do you know that every scout and coach on earth does not?
You're supposed to be some kind of expert.
How do you know these things?
You mean I'm right?
Well, that was awkward.
Yes, it was.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Steelers Sanctuary Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Rivero from SteelersSanctuary.com. I'm with my co-hosts, Bob Quinn and David Korup. Guys, we got 3 days away from the draft. It is finally almost here.
Finally.
Hello.
Rumors are hot and heavy lately. A bunch of stuff going on. I just wanted to hit on Aaron Rodgers quick. It's been quiet. Nothing new on that front at all. It's going to be like Memorial Day by the time he fucking announces one way or the other.
August 19th.
Is that what you're predicting now?
God
help us all.
I think he'll show up. It would be fun if he showed up at Green Bay to announce the third-round pick and said,
"That's the next.
I'm signing with the Steelers."
That's the next line in the sand, I guess, is the draft in Green Bay. We've heard that before, but anyway. Adam Schefter reported today that the Steelers might be interested in trading down. I don't remember, and I meant to look this up before we got on the podcast. I don't remember the last time the Steelers traded down in the first round. I know Colbert did not like to do it.
Traded down? That's a good question, man. Bob, do you have any
I
idea?
think it's 20, 30 years that they said today. I heard on the
They're
radio.
not fond of it. And
I honestly don't remember when they did it.
Yeah,
I know.
don't recall either.
I remember people saying that Colbert did not like to do it. That was against his philosophy. So that carves out 20 years. Anyway, I would love it. I know you guys are probably in favor of it too. If they could trade down, pick up an extra pick or two.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because I don't know if there's a big difference between, pick 21 and pick 35, or pick, if they trade down 13, 14, 15 spots. I don't see a big, massive difference there, but it's Omar Khan now. It's a different guy, so I guess anything's possible. I'll believe it when I see it, I guess.
I think they got to hope that Shedeur or Jackson Dart or one of those guys fall. I mean, it's so all over the place at this point. I know we're going to do mocks here in a minute, but, all the reports are all three quarterbacks will be gone. But then again, all two quarterbacks for the first round could be on the board. I mean, it's all over the place. I mean, if the quarterbacks are on the board, and personally, if Jackson Dart is there, I think you got to listen to trades. If Shedeur's there, I think you got to trade for. I think you got to pick him.
Yeah, I said this last podcast. I'm on the phone fielding all offers. Shedeur is the big catch. If he's falling to 21. That's what's going to bring you the most back, I think, in terms of compensation. So I'm listening to all offers. I heard today New Orleans might be the team that wants to trade up. I'm down. What do we got here? Bob's very smiling. Van Jefferson comes out and says he's back. Patrick Peterson comes out and anything's possible, guys. Anything's possible.
Remember, only Roger Goodell announces the first round.
That's right.
Yeah.
So how would he work this in? Some kind of cameo. He runs across the stage.
But if you trade down into the second,
yeah.
I've heard some interesting, like maybe Giants rumors. I've even seen rumors where the Browns would try. I can't. It's not unprecedented, but I can't imagine we would risk trading down to get them, like if Shedeur's on the board. Like if they want to go get a wide receiver, a defensive tackle, or somebody like that, okay, yeah, let's do it. But I think it's so risky to let the Browns jump up and take a quarterback in front of you, especially since we're now on pace to match them.
Yeah, I know. And that's we talked about that with Saunders, right? That's the tricky thing. You're going to trade with the Browns. It's a good. Let's have a conversation about the quarterbacks. Start with Shedeur Sanders. He could go anywhere from 3rd to 34th at this point.
Dude,
it's insane.
Browns, Giants, Raiders,
Saints. You're saying the Raiders? Yep, Raiders too. Yep.
I mean, could the Jets, even though Fields? I mean,
they've been mentioned as not in the first round, but if they trade back or into the first round, or
I saw a mock where the Colts took him, and I was just like, that's. I mean, you're admitting in what 2 years of Anthony Richardson that we fucked up.
Yeah, I think by signing Daniel Jones, I think they're already kind of quietly admitting that they fucked up. And now if they draft a quarterback, then they're definitely admitting it. There's definitely lines in the sand. Good.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to look at different teams here, possibilities that could take a quarterback before the Steelers. And I mean,
that's not true, by the way.
What's that? Break.
Look at the screen. We disagree often, but I don't hate Relic.
Is the Cardinals would they? I mean, they've accepted
so.
Murray.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 3 to the Giants. It's 9 New Orleans, and then, well, I guess the Raiders too, like you said. You can't rule them out. And then it's those teams: Browns, Giants, Saints, all trading back in the first round from the second round. Then do it all over again. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like.
They're paying Dak a heavy fucking contract though, so like, but it is Deion Sanders' son, so
yeah, who knows? I don't see the Cowboys doing it.
I'm
I'd be shocked.
I'm just throwing out every scenario I can think of here. I
hadn't thought about the Cowboys, to be honest. I hadn't thought about that.
I hadn't either till now. I'm looking. I'm like, I'm like that.
It is Deion's
that
son.
Contract they gave Dak, but it's Deion's son. So like,
the problem with Dallas is they owe Dak so much money,
right,
and the contract is so long. I don't think Dallas could do it, and they certainly couldn't do it in the first round.
Is he tradable? Is that contract tradable?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I haven't really looked at it as far as dead cap and all that stuff. I don't know if that's even a possibility. I've heard rumor. Wasn't there was it Pony or somebody threw out a dumb trade where the Steelers would trade up with the Cowboys and get Dak, or trade something stupid like that. I don't know if Dak's even tradable. Jackson Dart.
So they signed Dak. I had it here. It was a 2-year. No, 2. I'm sorry. I apologize. 4-year, $240 million contract.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
I mean,
that takes them out of the.
That is a massive amount of money. I mean, my God. Signing $28 million last year, 26.7 this year, down to 13. Oh, wow! It restructured to $20 million. Oh my God, dude, this would be. There's no way.
They're married to
they
Dak
are
for at least couple more seasons. God bless them.
Oh my God, guys, the cap hit here. I found the cap hit this year, $50.5 million. 2026, $74.0 million.
What's the dead caps? Does he have the dead cap on there if they try to trade him?
Dead cap. Oh my God, dude. That can't be right.
Yeah, it probably is. Just
that doesn't sound right.
How much?
Dead cap, if they would this year be $180 million.
Oof.
I'm I feel like I'm reading this wrong, but there's it's 9 digits.
Probably because of the restructure. Yeah.
Yeah, if they would cut him this year, $180 million in dead money.
Yeah, so Shadur's not going to Dallas. So
you.
You could maybe see a team. I think a lot is in play if it goes to the second round. I think in the first round you have to be really careful. I mean, I feel like the Rams are a spot, but I don't think he gets by us at 21. I don't. I mean, I don't think we necessarily should take him.
Honestly, I think you're right, Bob. I think they're going to take him.
Yeah, if he's there at 21, I don't see how you pass him. I just don't.
The Rams are my dark horse to move ahead of the Steelers too, Bob. That's the only logical team after them I could see move ahead of them to try to get him.
Maybe Seattle. Maybe.
I heard Seattle again today too. And I brought up Seattle earlier, and people were like,
at 18.
I think Seattle might be in play.
Yeah, I can see it.
I'm going to go.
I could see Vegas trading in.
Yeah, There's a couple of teams that could trade in. This could turn into. That's why if I were the Steelers, I would be even pretend I'm open for business just to hear what the offers are. If they want Shedeur, fine, but take offers. Listen, I mean, this could get crazy. This could be Raiders, Saints, Rams, Browns, Giants, all bidding to get up.
Dude, I would love with the 34th pick, the Giants to trade with us to move up, and we get the 34th pick. That'd be.
Yeah, someone said today the 34th in their third round pick, which kind of makes it was McShay today, and that kind of matches the points. But I think you can get even more than that. You get into a bidding war.
To me,
you could start
the
raping these teams.
The 34th pick. I mean, think about it. How many good players that do end up sliding down because of a certain position getting overdrafted? Oh, yeah, I could go for any of that. Yeah,
I did not see
Giants, Raiders. Saints.
I don't think there's a huge rush when an undrafted free agent. With the
he doesn't have much. He doesn't have any rights at all. Basically, he has to sign it. He's got no recourse. Undrafted free agents get bent over. It's just that simple. Until they're in their like 6th or 7th year.
Technically,
it's bad.
Somebody could sign him, but they got to give the Steelers a 2nd round draft pick.
Yeah, or the Steelers could match it too. I think right? They have the option to match it as
exactly.
Well. I mean, I remember them when going through this with Villanueva, who was at the time playing really good left tackle and worth a lot of money, and the Steelers kind of hardballed him and said, "Look, you have no rights," and he had to sign like way below market value contracts for a while until he finally got paid. So undrafted free agents have no recourse at all. Let's just wrap this up with a few of the other guys. Jackson Dart, I heard today, might be a Giants guy. Daboll kind of likes him. Not third, but either in the second or they trade back into the first. I texted Bob today or the group. There's a lot of buzz still about Shuck going in the first round. Some scouts, and this is guys that are plugged in, are still saying Shuck could go in the first round. I mean, I get the attraction. He's the only big 6'5", strong arms quarterback in this draft. Everyone else is 6'2", 6'1".
2022 all over again, dude. Malik Willis is going to go in the first round, and blah 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 blah, dude.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah.
And then you wrap up with Jalen Milroe, who's going to go to the draft for what it's worth. I mean, even Jackson Dart and Shedeur Sanders are not going to the draft. Yeah. I don't know what the hell Jalen Milroe's thinking. Somebody must have told him something. Has to be.
They invited him.
Yeah, right? But you can decline.
No, I know, but for them to invite him, why would they do that?
That's what I mean. For them to invite him and him to accept, it's fucking bizarre.
Would it really be so? I mean, maybe a team like the Colts, who fell in love with Anthony Richardson.
I don't think the Colts want to do that again, buddy. I think they got burned.
They didn't learn their lesson the first time. Whew.
Not at 15. They pick at 15. They're not taking a quarterback there.
There ain't no way.
They could trade back in too.
Yeah.
I don't know. After the Steelers, there's nobody that needs a quarterback, right? We went through this list. It was the Rams, maybe.
I mean,
I don't.
Could some people do dumb things in the draft? Could somebody make a huge mistake and draft Milroe ahead of Sanders and Dart?
I wouldn't put it. It's not out of the question, Bob. I really don't think it's out of the question.
I mean, we saw that one draft. What, 6 quarterbacks went, and some went, and you're like, "What in the world? They took him over this guy first?" Like, it can happen. It was the Penix draft. That one. This past one, where they took like 6 of them.
Yep, I've heard smart people say he's got the one elite trait in this draft for quarterbacks. It's the speed. They're saying, I read today, they think he's better runner than Lamar Jackson. I mean, it's something to hang your hat on. I know it's not everything. It's not the quarterback's main thing, but when you're that good, when you're that dangerous, I mean,
he's not even that dangerous of a runner. If you watched him at Alabama, I mean, he had a few, but he's not Lamar Jackson. People saying that he's a better runner than Lamar Jackson, that's insane. I mean, he's just not. He's just. I mean, I don't get it. I don't.
No, I can't do the Lamar Jackson comp. I can't.
I mean, I think he's as good an athlete as Lamar Jackson. He's just not as good a quarterback, not as good as a passer.
Kind of important.
I mean, he's got the physical things. Oh, it is, of course. But this is the same questions Lamar Jackson had coming out. Don't forget, he went late first round. People didn't think he could play in the league.
That is true. I mean,
it's the same thing.
he was way more accurate.
He was more accurate than Milroe for sure.
That's what I mean. More than Milroe.
Yeah, and there was still questions about his accuracy though and everything else. I don't know. I'm on record now. I wouldn't take any of these guys in the first round, even Dar.
But that's what's so funny about this is that Lamar Jackson barely was in the first round, and then now this guy gets invited to the draft when
That's what I'm
he's
talking
a
about.
projected. Like I said,
there's a team out there we're not thinking of. There's a team out there that we're not thinking of that has fallen in love with this guy's traits, and I can't for the life of me. I mean, and it could be your Pittsburgh Steelers. Who the fuck knows, man?
Jesus
Who the
Christ.
fuck knows? Maybe all this Shedeur stuff we've been hearing lately is a smokescreen, so they could draft Milroe at 21 and just blow our minds. Just absolutely blow our minds.
I don't see it. I don't.
You got it in front of you? Rattle off the teams after Pittsburgh. Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah, I got it right here. It's the Chargers, Green Bay,
No.
Vikings, Texans.
No.
Then it's the Rams.
No.
Then it's Ravens, Lions, and then it's Washington, Buffalo, Chiefs, and Eagles.
Would the Ravens do something crazy?
No.
Like draft him and have him as a backup for a couple of years, and then
You use a first round pick on a guy to be the
don't they
backup?
have
I mean,
40? Don't they have like 12 draft picks in this draft or something crazy like that?
Maybe. Let me see how many they have in the second round. I that still sounds crazy to me. I don't think anybody would do that.
I don't know, man.
No, I'm not even seeing. Oh, there they are, 27th. No, they only got one pick in the second round. There's no way, dude. They would never do anything like that. That's insane. That's a fireable offense. You've already got your fucking franchise quarterback. Spend the first rounder on some other thing.
That's
Like,
interesting.
I
wonder how many years is he left? He just signed his deal, right? Last year? Did he just sign a new deal last year?
I think. I don't know. I forget.
I mean, how many times are they going to not win a Super Bowl before Baltimore finally says, maybe this isn't the guy? But then
But
why do you draft the
Milroe?
exact? I know why you draft. That's my thought process is going. You draft the
No.
same fucking guy, or maybe worse. You draft the worst guy.
Maybe
Relic says maybe the
Patriots?
Patriots. No, they love their quarterback. They love. Believe me, I'm out here in New England. They love that kid. Love him. That's why they traded the backup there. Because he was making noise that he wanted to compete for a starter. Like, okay, that's good. See you when you're traded. So I don't
go compete somewhere else.
Yeah, New England loves their quarterback. Trust me.
I
Okay,
Go
how
ahead,
about this? Oh, no, go ahead, Bob. Something popped in my head, though. Let me forget.
was gonna say maybe Detroit. Maybe Detroit because they're
Maybe
unhappy
Detroit.
with Hendon Hooker, and you draft Milroe. You know, Goff is not a spring chicken, and you
That's
let him
interesting.
sit behind Goff for a couple of years.
That's a good one.
See what happens.
That's a good one.
My thought process is what if one of these other teams is going to trade up from the second round into the first
Could be too.
to get
They
him?
told him. They told him we're trading in. Just hang tight.
Maybe
It's
he's the
possible, too.
backup plan if somebody misses on Sanders or Dart or do I dare say Shuck? Like I what if one of those other guys that falls, the emergency plan is to trade up for the not Browns, but like the Giants, I mean Titans, Raiders, Saints.
The
Any of
Titans
these
are taking
teams?
a corner.
I-
don't know.
Well, yeah, Titans are going to take what's his name,
Yeah, they're taking
Ward.
Ward, so they're not.
but like in general, any of those teams, if they miss on the quarterback, could easily they're in the first 10 picks in the second round, could trade back into the first round with all these teams who have franchise quarterbacks. I mean, if you go down the line here at the bottom of this lineup, Eagles are good, Chiefs are good, Bills are good, Washington's
Would the
good.
Eagles do it?
Why?
That's a team.
No, you have
No.
Jalen Hurts. Why would they do that?
That
think
guy's a.
They're
No one's spending. No, no.
paying him a lot of money.
Who hurts?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
there's
still
no
owed,
way.
like, $50 million a year for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I think this is a case of someone in that second round is going to trade back into the first if they really want him that bad. And one of these teams that's got a franchise quarterback already will have zero issues acquiring more picks to fucking stack their team even more.
Or his agent is really bad at his job.
Yeah.
Well, that's a possibility too.
Yeah.
Well, somebody. Yeah, but it's not just his agent. You know, the NFL invited him to the draft, so they're hearing stuff too. It's not just the agent. So I don't know. It's a mystery to me. I can't wait to see where he lands. Just not 21 For the love of
Yes.
God, please not 21.
Which one we talking about here?
Jalen Milroe.
Milroe.
Any of them for
Okay.
me. Any of them
Well,
for me.
Yeah.
Milroe would be. I know Allen said Dart would be a fireable offense. I think Milroe in the first round.
Yeah,
is-
Milroe is
Oh.
definitely the fireable
Yeah,
offense.
that's-
You can. I mean,
Over
Again.
the line for sure.
if you're a team that's pretty stacked and you have a second round pick and you want to throw a flyer and see, that's one thing. But man, I don't know. All right, I don't know if you guys heard, but my man Jameson Williams is on the trading block, boys. Let's go. Let's get this
As long as
done.
we don't have to give up
Let's
Hall
go.
of Fame Herbig for him. I'm all for
No,
it.
no, you guys can keep your Hall of Fame Herbig. What would you give? What would you give? 4th round pick? Tomorrow.
I think if
Fourth
that
round
would
pick.
get it done, yeah, you could do that. I
I was trying to figure out what his value would be. He hasn't done much in the league. The last year of his contract.
Pickens and
pretty
a
good
fifth.
last year.
Pickens and a fifth.
No,
No,
Pickens
no,
is
no.
above. Pickens is above. No way.
I just wanted to
No
mess with you guys.
No.
I have no idea. Like,
Wow, look
why
at that.
would-
Look at
but
that
why would they
stat
do
Vaughn
it,
threw up there. Completion percentage of senior year. Milroe 64%. Lamar 59.
oh,
Interesting. Interesting.
Don't
Yeah, I told you,
Wow.
Lamar.
Don't forget that Heisman Trophy Lamar won, though.
Yeah, Lamar had his detractors going into that draft.
he did. That's why he fell.
He's become a star, but he wasn't.
I appreciate
that
Vaughn
extent.
looking that up though, because damn,
Yeah, that's interesting.
I could have sworn Lamar had a better completion percentage than him. Dude,
What about?
just no.
Yeah, the Relic doesn't like
Yeah.
it. What about a third? Would you do a third?
Depends.
Let's. Jameson Williams is better than any wide receiver they could get in the 3rd round. I'm telling
I
you
don't
straight
know
out.
about.
Yeah, I'm
mean-
telling you straight out. No. He's better than any wide receiver they could get in the 3rd round.
Dave
It's
will
even
not
close.
be talked out of this
No.
ball.
Not this time. Not this time. There's the line. I draw it. No, seriously. I mean,
I don't know.
Bob, at the 3rd round, you're talking Savion Williams, maybe. You're talking Troy Horton, guys like that. Jameson
Corey
Williams is
Horton,
better.
Jalen Noel, who
Noel's going to be gone.
Williams is injury prone. He's got a gambling problem. I heard.
I don't know if he's got a gambling problem, Bob. Jesus Christ, he wouldn't be in the league if he had a gambling problem.
So we're just gonna have a first round pick and not pick again until. Are you talking about trading the 2026 away?
No, you'd have to. They'd probably want one in this draft.
Yeah. So now we're not gonna have first round and nothing.
I mean,
till
If you're planning on taking a wide receiver in the draft,
Ugh.
you I don't know.
What?
I
They're
don't-
not going to do this. They're not going to have a team with James Wilson, Pickens, and fucking DK Metcalf. You guys
That's
are
fucking.
dreaming.
That's ridiculous.
You're dreaming.
That's
They're-
ridiculous.
It's impossible. Nobody's doing that.
It would be
Nobody.
a great receiving core, but the problem is it didn't Williams.
Who's throwing to him?
Yeah,
Hey,
who's
who's
thrown
throwing
to
to
him? And
There you go.
Isn't this Williams' final year? You got to make a
Yeah,
decision.
that's
on
why
I
they're
want
trying
to
to.
say,
That's
I think you're right.
you have to re-sign him, which I don't think, unless he balls out. I don't think he's going to get a big contract because he hasn't done much in the league yet. The potential's there.
I don't know.
That's
He was
what it
good
Last year was last year was pretty good.
Yeah, he was
Good
pretty good
try.
last year.
But he
I mean,
has-
I was reading where they think he can run a 4.2 40.
Damn.
The dude is lightning fast.
But
but
Him in the
to
slot
turf
with
to
Pickens, come on.
outside,
no,
Come on.
they wouldn't happen. They would never do this. It's not happening.
Don't piss on my Cheerios, Dave.
They
I'm
don't-
just trying to
they
enjoy
don't-
this for
they
1
don't-
second.
They're already mad about giving up the second round pick for Metcalf. Wait a second. This would never happen. They're not going to give a second.
What about the
away
fourth? What about the
and a
fourth?
third. No, they're not doing
Well,
this.
If
A
you
fourth, I
turn-
would definitely do.
Oh, I mean, personally, yeah, I mean it's a pretty good bargain.
Yeah.
if you could come out of this draft where you traded your second and third for DK Metcalf and Jameson Williams, where you doubled up on wide receiver, I mean, honestly, I still would have rather had two rookies, but DK and Pickens, similar skill set. Now you get Jameson Williams, who's not, but in that Detroit offense, he's a weapon. In our offense, I don't know. I just don't see that they would use him correctly.
It's funny how every time we talk about an offensive player, but in our system, fix the fucking system, will we? And we're taking all these exciting players, they're not going to really work in our system.
Not in this system.
Ah,
In a vacuum, look, if you could trade a fourth for him, yeah, you
yeah,
probably should.
you'd have to. You'd have to.
If you could trade next year's third for him,
I mean, they have
Knowing
3.
that you got the comp
Yeah.
picks.
Yeah.
That'd
Yeah.
be
Let's do it. Now we're talking.
That'd be mint right there.
A 3rd
Yeah.
and a 6th this year or something like
Trade a
that.
third. He signs a contract.
But
Oh.
Detroit's got to be looking at it kind of like we look at Pickens, where if he walks, we get a third. So you got to do better than that.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
so
the
give him a
point.
3rd next year. I don't know. Does he get a 3rd comp pick? Probably,
I think-
right?
I think
Yeah, I
he'd
think
get
so.
third. Yeah.
He'd have to be top, like close to the top of the market free agent money to get that.
I still
I
think he
think-
gets it though.
Yeah,
It could
because it's
possibly.
a
Maybe.
weak free agent class.
Yeah,
I-
dude. And when he's healthy,
Yeah. Don't have to tell me, Dave,
and he's not gambling. Dude.
president of the fan club. Let's simmer down on the gambling
When,
stuff.
when he's not doing that stuff, he's really good.
Yeah,
When he's not freebasing crack and doing.
yeah.
let's
guys are
send him to
killing me.
Vegas.
You guys like, yeah, send him to Vegas. There you go. All right, Dave. What was that? What was that thing we used to do? The dumb shit tweet of the week or whatever. What was that thing we used to do?
Did we call it the pony of the week?
Well, there you go. Philipponi again.
It was called the pony of the week.
Yeah, it was.
Whoever
That's
makes a
right.
Dumbass tweet of the week.
We got to bring that back, by the way.
Why is he up to his shenanigans?
Oh yeah, Mason Rudolph could be the next Sam Darnold or Geno Smith. He's thinking he's going to have a big comeback renaissance with the Steelers in 2025. We talked about.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about this with Saunders. There's these people out there that are trying to talk themselves into fucking Mason Rudolph being good. And I got news for you. He's not fucking good. He's just not.
Look, this is the same guy that said Pickett to Pickens is Montana to Rice. Like,
Yeah, no. I know.
I'm good. Like, just this is what Pony does, and it whatever. He still has a job, so good on him.
He's made a living off this shit.
Yeah.
Of saying dumb shit. He's made a living off it.
Did we honestly think Sam Darnold, who went to Shanahan and then O'Connell, but in Carolina that last year, did anybody think he would have some kind of career renaissance?
Right.
I didn't think Geno would ever have a career renaissance. I mean,
No.
stranger things have
Yeah.
happened. I mean, fuck, Nick Foles took the Eagles to a Super Bowl. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on it.
I've
would-
seen too much of Mason Rudolph. I've just seen too much.
Yeah.
He's just, he couldn't beat out Duck Hodges. He couldn't beat out Duck Hodges.
But the
That's
argument
end of
is
conversation.
right. But the argument is that he got better over time. That he really worked on his craft and got better.
Yeah.
Hey,
Better. He sucked in
Yeah.
Tennessee last year.
look, again, the argument. I'm not saying me. I am saying the argument is he was not surrounded by anybody to help. 5 out of his 9 interceptions were tipped passes. Like they dropped the ball. The wide receivers couldn't catch it. It hit them in the hands and bounced off, and somebody else caught it. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's
You're not
not
one of those guys,
I'm
are you,
not,
Dave?
I'm not saying he's Montana, okay? I'll go that far. But I'm not saying he's horrible either. I'm just
He's
saying
horrible.
he's
He's
good
horrible.
enough. No. You want to know what he is? He's 9-8. That's what he is. He's
I don't even think he's
9
9-8, to be honest.
and 8.
I don't even
Really?
think he's that good. I don't
Care-
think he's that good.
Care to make a wager? I'll bet you with starting quarterback they go 9-8 with him.
I would bet that. If he ends up being the starting quarterback, we'll circle back to this.
Okay.
We'll circle back to this. I would bet a lot of money on that. Well,
Tomlin's standing here going, you underestimate my power.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Tomlin's gonna
So you
somehow
sure you wanna
make this
take
happen, but-
Because
yeah.
I think with Mason, they
Does
went
Mason
for.
start all 17 games?
Ooh, good question.
I would think probably. He's still a young guy. Everyone gets injured, freak injuries, but if he's the only quarterback there, I guess he starts. Who else? Who's Skylar Thompson going to beat him out? If they don't get Aaron Rodgers, I mean,
Are you seeing this from Vaughn? Several NFL coaches and scouts have said that Alabama Jalen Monroe
that's what I
is the
said.
great runner of the football
That's what I said. I heard that
I like
a
how
lot
they
of
said
today,
of the football they ever evaluated at the QB
including
position,
Lamar Jackson. Yeah.
including
They must-
Lamar Jackson.
They must
Wow.
not have been old enough to watch Michael Vick because that's the best.
Yeah, I would
quarterback I ever
pump the
saw.
Yeah,
brakes
Vic
there.
was-
I would agree with that. But
Vic was something else. That was
Yeah.
special.
Look,
So, yeah,
bottom
I
line
mean-
is for the Masonites. I mean, and who?
get a life,
They're-
Masonites.
I'm not
gonna-
a Mason
they're gonna
Knight,
get
for the record. I'm
exposed.
not that, but
I think you are, Dave.
I'm
You
not.
are a secret. You're a
No.
closet Masonite. I think you
Look,
are.
Could it
Come out of the
happen?
closet, buddy.
Could it happen? But realistically, No, it's not going to happen.
And you know it. She knows it. He knows it. And everybody knows.
I don't know that. I think there's a good to pretty good chance that Mason Rudolph ends up being the starting quarterback for this team.
Yeah, it can happen.
I don't.
Don't put it past them.
I think that's on the table for sure.
Hey, the players love him. All his teammates love him. Like,
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with
Or
that.
maybe who Vaughn is pointing out here.
yeah,
Give TJ the bag and make him the quarterback. I mean,
Those
yeah.
deuces are like, Mason's the quarterback. See ya. I'm out. Trade me.
oh,
And he's right. Vaughn is right.
TJ's not going anywhere. TJ wants to be here.
embrace the tank.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, how far are we actually from Mason Rudolph being the quarterback? I mean, Aaron's this close to fucking saying sayonara. Then what? Then what? It's Cousins or Mason. You pick your poison. You want Kirk Cousins or Mason Rudolph? At this point, I'll ride with Mason, and yeah,
I want
we'll
Mason.
tank with Mason. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
tank with Mason. Fuck it, because Kirk Cousins is the guy who's going to make you 9-8, and you're just spinning your tires.
Are we sure Skylar Thompson isn't the answer?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, we're pretty sure about that.
no, dude. I would I would rather have Mason than Kirk Cousins. I'm not giving up all that draft capital and paying all that money for him to come in here and be also mid as fuck.
Yeah.
And you're taking him now. Could he be actually healed and everything? Maybe, but you're going to take that chance. Like, God, if he's not, and he just sucks. You just gave up all that for nothing. Like, there's no way.
Well, I don't know what he gets in. It's got to be like a 6th-round pick with his contract. No one's giving him more than a 6th for a broken down 37-year-old quarter or whatever he is. No, you're not getting anything from him.
I don't know. I'm good.
Yeah, I am too.
I-
All right, you go ahead. Bob.
I was going to say, Vaughn has it would be interesting to see who would win that quarterback battle because Wentz
Carson Wentz and Mason Rudolph. Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
It would be
especially after he
sad.
spent time with Andy Reid.
Another mid off. Good times.
Yeah. It would be sad as all get out, but yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, I liked Carson Wentz his first couple of years, but I don't know. He just fell off.
Yeah.
Completely
Injuries.
imploded.
He got injured a lot, did he? I mean,
Injured a
that's
lot too, yeah.
My
They said he
understanding.
was never right after a shoulder or something like that. He was never the same.
The question is, did Andy Reid fix him? And if he did, is it a Geno? Is it a Darnold? It's just as good of a chance as Mason turning into that.
I can't argue with that. That's a good point. John.
No, Leanne did not get voted off Sanctuary Island. She voluntarily rode off. That's where we'll leave that. All right, you ready for the mock draft?
Yeah, absolutely. Before we do
Let's
that,
do
just
it.
a reminder
Oh yeah, yes.
for
Go ahead, Bob.
everybody, the draft bash. If you go up on X, we have a link to the form, and it takes you to a little app. You don't have to download the app if you don't want. It's not like a real app. It's just
A link.
the actual form. It's like a link to enter the form. You can also go up on the Steelers Sanctuary website and find it as well. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Just make your choices when we'll have a running total during the draft as far as, points and all that good stuff. And, we're going to give prizes and all that good stuff.
It's
away, so
Free to enter, prizes.
Yeah,
Let's see how good
it's-
you guys are at
Yeah, let's
picking the
do
Steelers
this.
draft pick. Let's go.
Little
Put your
fun
money
thing
where your
to
mouth
do.
is.
Something
Yeah.
to keep you going during the draft. Let's do this.
All right.
All right.
So
Round
mock
one, let's
draft
do it.
time. David gets to go first. And
Yes, sir. And I am going with Derek Harmon because, look, guys, pro day visit, they had him in. That's one reason why I'm like, okay, they do like this guy. They brought him in. A lot of what time used to go off these pro day visits as, gospel that they're probably going to take this guy if he's there. I just think they're focused on getting better in the trenches. This is a guy that can be a 3-down guy as well. So now they're saying there's injury concerns. So that's Omar's guy, as far as I'm concerned.
That's right. I didn't even think of that, Dave.
I mean, as soon as I
Oh
saw
my
that, I was
God.
like, oh, this is done deal. This is done deal. They're definitely taking him. So, yeah, Derek Harmon, defensive tackle, Oregon.
All right. Dave's up next.
All right. I spent a lot of time on this. I still don't know what they're going to do in the first round. I really don't. I'm going off my theory that it's going to be someone that came in for a pre-draft visit. The last 2 first-round picks have been pre-draft visits. I think it was 9 of the last 14 draft picks overall have been pre-draft visits. So when you narrow it down to that, you're down to Derek Harmon, like Dave said, and a couple of the guys, Hampton, Omarion Hampton, Golden, Matthew Golden, possibly. Like, we can go on and on and on. I just get the feeling. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to bring up. I don't know if you guys saw this. Omar Khan has the highest RAS average for his draft picks of any general manager in football these last 2 years.
I did see that.
And our man Nick Imanwari is a perfect 10 on the RAS calculator. So
Interesting.
that's right up his alley. I think the Steelers really want to play nickel, and they learned they can't play nickel against Baltimore and some other running teams, but maybe with Nick Imanwari, a big safety, big third safety, maybe they can play the defense Mike Tomlin wants. I'm just trying to connect all the dots. I mean, 6 foot, what did I have written down here? 6'3", 220, ran a 4.38 40. I mean, ridiculous athlete. Now, it doesn't always show up on tape. He doesn't always look like the most willing tackler in the league, but I can see the Steelers really falling in love with this guy, and it checks a lot of boxes for me. So I went Nick Imanwari, South Carolina.
Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that if he's at 21, and I almost put it here, Shedeur Sanders is the pick. I don't think there's any doubt that if Shedeur drops to 21, the Steelers take him. However,
I agree with you too, Bob, on that.
Everything I read today, I don't think he will be there. And I don't think they take Dart. Dart might actually be gone too. Only reason I didn't go Imanwari because I do think that he's a guy who I could see the Colts and a couple other teams in the teens going after him. If the Steelers are going to suck at quarterback, and if Aaron Rodgers doesn't sign, we're going to suck at quarterback. I think you got to go get the guy who I think is the best running back in the draft. Basically, imagine cloning Najee, but actually having the fast version that we thought we were going to get. So, yeah, I'm going Omarion Hampton here in the first. I think you have to because you're going to be running the ball. You might only throw the ball 15, 20 times a game when Mason, even with DK and Pickens.
Yep, I would really love that if it was Omarion Hampton. I would be so happy.
Yep. All right, so let's switch over to round 3. All right, so I did about 20 mocks today because things have changed so much, and this guy kept showing up in the 3rd round. And in full disclosure, I almost went wide receiver here, but we do need to address the trenches. And if Alfred Collins falls to the 3rd, I think you got to take him. I think he's a guy who can come in and be that nose tackle and grow into a 3-4 end, at least for the first couple of years. I also would much rather spend a later round pick on a defensive lineman than like a 3rd or a 4th. I just didn't like who was coming up in the 4th. So, yeah, give me Collins all day long in the 3rd. Dave?
I was thinking a lot like you were, Bob. I took Joshua Farmer. I know you think he's going to go higher than this. He could. He definitely could. I'm not so sure. He didn't test that great as an athlete, but he's everything the Steelers look for. He's 6'3", 305. He's got 35-inch arm, long arms, just like the Steelers like. Pretty productive player at Florida State. They got to come out of this draft with a defensive tackle, and they can't wait. If they don't do it in the 1st, they can't wait past the 3rd. So I think either Alfred Collins or Joshua Farmer are definitely candidates for the 3rd round.
Yeah, and somehow Farmer has dropped from the 25 to 45 range. He's in that 60 to 80 range, so he definitely could be here.
And if he is, I mean, holy shit. I would not blame him at all to run to the podium to grab him.
Yeah. Yep.
But as far as for me, though, I went Tyler Shuck. Look, pro day visit as well. I like what I saw on film with him. I really did. He can make the short, intermediate, and long passes. The injury concerns is why I think maybe he does fall to the 3rd round. And I know why Tomlin likes him. I mean, he had 0 interceptions in 2024. Did not throw an interception. He had 24 touchdowns 0 interceptions, had a rating of 148.1.
I didn't even know that. That's
Yeah.
Wow.
Like when I saw it, I was like, what? I was like, really? And I checked the rest of the season. And yeah, he had no interceptions. So that's Tomlin. He's all over that. So there's a reason why they had him in for a pro day visit. So yeah, I went with Tyler Shuck. Injury concerns, like I said, I think might be why he drops. I think that's why I said this is like 2022 where we had these guys, they might go in the first round, and then guess what? They don't get picked up till fucking the third. Yeah, Vaughn, injury history, Omar Khan's guy, no doubt.
I love this. If they got him in the third round, I think the potential, the upside
Yes.
with this guy is
I would
huge.
be happy with the pick. Like I'd be happy with the pick.
Yeah, I mean, I get it if it was in the third round. For those of you grading at home, we are now at the Brandon Whedon
Yes.
stage of
Yes.
our mirroring the Browns. If we take Tyler Shuck,
I can't say that he wouldn't be Whedon, but I think he's better. We'll see.
We'll see. You don't know.
Nobody knows.
Whedon was taken in the first round, though, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at least we're not at that stage where we're taking Brandon Whedon's in the first round. Well, we don't know. They might. I wouldn't put it past them at this point.
Fun said Dave's going for the all injury team. I see you.
Yeah. He's got two guys who won't get on the field.
Clearly,
can move a train.
Yeah, general manager does like those kind of players. So
clearly, I have a strategy here with this.
Pro day visits and injury prone. Done and done.
Yep.
Absolutely. All right, let's switch over to round 4. Who do we got going first here? David, back to back.
My guy.
All right.
DJ Giddens.
So look, again, pro day visits. I like those kind of things. And that's my last one, by the way. Look, I think he'd be a great 1-2 punch with Warren. He's the bigger back, so I think that'd be a good 1-2 tandem. He was top 6 in Big 12 history in average yards per carry with 6.5. And he was top 3 in K-State history in career yards next to Darren Sproles with 3,087 yards over 3 years. Very impressive guy. I think this would be a great pick if he would be there in the 4th round for them to put with Jaylen Warren. They had him in. I think they like him. I could see this happening.
I encourage everybody, go watch his highlight reel. The guy is ridiculous. He's so much fun to watch.
I guess the scouting report basically is for his size. He's so elusive. They said it's so rare for him to be able to do some of the things that he can do at his size. So I thought that kind of like what you said earlier, Bob, about your pick.
Marion Hampton.
Yeah, like he's what Najee we needed him to be.
Yeah,
what it feels like this guy could be as well.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So let's take a look. So, all right, I don't think we're going to trade for Jameson Williams.
Can I change my pick?
If we traded the 4th round pick for him, is he better than Torrey Horton in a vacuum? Williams is a former 1st round pick. I don't think he's been a great pro, but he did show flashes last year. I love Torrey Horton. I've loved him through the whole draft process, and I've been able to get him in mocks in the 4th and 5th. Sometimes the 5th, not so much 5th anymore. It's more late 3rd, early 4th now. This is a guy I think is a perfect step on the field and complement Pickens and Metcalf, and eventually he can replace one of them outside. He's not strictly a slot receiver like a guy like, I would see Golden being more of a slot receiver. He's a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. I also think he can make some things happen. I love his run after the catch. So yeah, I'm Torrey Horton all day long. Team Torrey. Let's go.
You've been mentioning him throughout the process. Mm-hmm. All right. When I do my Steelers mock drafts, and I've been doing it on the website for about 6-7 years now, one of the biggest mistakes I make is I put players that I like in, not what the Steelers like. Ollie Gordon, running back, Oklahoma State, was made in a lab for what Mike Tomlin likes. Big, slow, physical.
Slow.
Back. I can see Mike Tomlin falling in love with this guy. 6'1", 226, one of the bigger backs in the draft. 4'6", 140, which is depressing. But they have Gainwell, a 3rd down back. They have Jaylen Warren, an everyday back. They need a big back. and this is the kind of back that they're gonna probably target. Unfortunately, I don't like it. I don't want it, but I have a feeling this is the kind of back Mike Tomlin's eyeing to complement what they have right now.
Geez, I hope not.
Good luck.
I hope not. Not a fan, but hey,
he's got some good tape. He's not a terrible running back.
But Tomlin,
he's Najee Harris. He's Najee Harris, and
that right there could be why Tomlin wants him.
Yep. Think about their running back room right now. You got a couple small guys. You got a third down back. You don't have that big sledgehammer.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like I said, I don't want it, but
yeah, I think if you're gonna go a sledgehammer back, I think you got to go get a fast sledgehammer back. Either
the Steelers don't care about fast
or Damian Martinez in the third. I think if you want a big back, it's got to be one of those two. Otherwise, maybe Caleb Johnson, who I also don't love, but he's
that's one I thought of too.
Ollie Gordon.
Yeah.
I almost put him in the third, Caleb Johnson, but I don't know if he's going to be there in the third. So, yeah, that would be a good one too. But I don't think the Steelers value speed at running back. I really, until they draft the fast one, I'm not buying it.
I do like Damian Martinez, Vaughn. I do like.
Yeah, that's another one
Bob,
of your guys.
You've been bringing him up for a while now. Yeah.
I just think if you're going to suck at quarterback, you got to go get to be the best running back in the draft. Who's slightly ahead of Genty. Look, if Genty was there and the Raiders suddenly picked Hampton 6 or something like that weird happened, I guess you'd almost have to consider Genty there. But I would not be unhappy if on the third round they called Damian Martinez's name.
I almost put 2 in here, but he's only 5'8", and the Steelers they have a type and a smaller. Even though he's a thicker guy, but I think the Steelers have a type, and a lot of these guys don't fit what they're looking for.
Quinshon Judkins, we didn't mention him. I think there's no way he gets to the third round.
Yeah, he's in that dead zone where they're not picking.
No, he'll be
between the
second
first
round,
and third.
probably.
Yeah, I would love to have Judkins.
If we traded back, if we got one of David's scenarios for the second round pick, and all of a sudden he was in play,
he would be in play.
That would be a very interesting pick.
Yeah, like Sombra said, they like their backs over 210 pounds.
That's true.
That's what the Steelers like.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Right. Let's go on to round 5. David.
Yeah, look, Ty Felton, the mocks have all recently had him falling clear to the 5th round. I think if he does that, I think they would go scoop him up. His 4.37 speed and his separations, he has exceptional separation skills, I think would cause problems in the slot for defenses with George and DK outside. I think it'd be a great move if he falls to the 5th and they snag him. I would love to see him in that wide receiver group. He is the first Maryland player in history to have 4 straight 100-yard games last season.
Yeah.
He's been a slow burn all the way to this last season he had. He just progressed and progressed and progressed, and then boom, just took off this last season. So he falls to 5th. I hope they go get him.
I don't know. Maybe it's the Matt Canada of it all, but I see Maryland's skill position, and I think Anthony McFarland, and I run for the hills.
Well, running back, I'm there with you, but I don't know.
A lot of people like this guy, Felton.
I like his speed. What I read about him in the scouting reports, I really liked it, but he's fallen though, so there must be something for him to start falling. Because when he first started this, he was there in the 3rd and 4th round, and now he's available in the 5th. So maybe there is some credence to what Bob's saying. Maybe teams are not that high on him.
Yeah, I guess you could do worse. I mean, he's a 5th round guy, as a fast guy, so it could happen.
He ran a good 40, right? You ran the low 4.4s, didn't he?
4.37.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
that's my point. Throw him in the slot.
Yeah.
Shit.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a slot guy, but I mean, yeah, you could do worse. I mean, you could go with a bigger slot.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they could just go big guy all across the board there.
Yeah, could do that. That'd be interesting, actually.
When in doubt, take somebody big.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, for my 5th round pick, I took Justin Wally. He was a late guy added to the pre-draft visit. We read a little bit about him. 4.4 flat, good speed. He's a little on the small side. He's only 5'10", 190. Shorter arms, only 30-inch arms. So, but this is the 5th round. I mean, he could be a slot corner, possibly, and then maybe push outside. I like the upside. Ball hawk. We talked about him when we had Saunders on. 7 interceptions in his career. This is pretty good value in round 5 if he's still around. I wouldn't mind this pick at all.
They like him, so I can see it.
All right. So while I passed on Shador in the 1st, I did not pass on a quarterback in the 5th. Been picking this guy all along. Quinn Ewers was there the whole time when I've been doing this, and when I did my mocks earlier today, and I just gotta. I'm going back to the Palmer thing. Who was Josh Allen's quarterback coach? Coached a lot of good quarterbacks. He's usually right on quarterbacks. He thinks McCord is the best guy in the draft. If he is the best guy in the draft and we get him in the 5th, woohoo, that's awesome. But if not, take a flyer. He's 6'3". He's got a pro arm. He's got all the tools. He's a little slow on his reads. A lot of people, especially Pitt fans, are going to be like, oh, that guy sucks. He throws pick sixes. But look, if you want to tank, and let's say he first 4 games looks terrible and throws a bunch of pick sixes, no problem. He could be like Peyton Manning his rookie year. I doubt he's Peyton Manning, but, things should happen.
I was going to say, that's a hell of a comp.
That's a hell of a comp, Bob.
It's not Bo Nix, I'll say that.
He did say Palmer was adamant. He's the best quarterback he's seen in years at the position.
Wow.
I think we should get Josh Palmer's eyes checked. But other than that,
I will say that McCord, another one, it just progressed from that pick game on, and then at the end really did really well. So, yeah.
if I'm rolling the dice in the 5th round, 4th round, I'm doing it with Quinn Ewers. He's got the best pedigree upside to me.
Steelers had McCord in for pro day or pro visit, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Did they have Ewers too? I can't remember.
Yeah, no, they didn't have Ewers. No.
Okay. That's why I think Bob with the McCord pick over Ewers is why I think that would be a more
I think the Steelers would. Yeah,
because they like
100%.
McCord. Like, I mean, they brought him in. They like him.
For me, I like Ewers better.
The problem with Ewers, though, if you go back and watch the previous year, when he had Worthy and Golden and all those guys, it's good. And it going into this year, there was some buzz about maybe he's a 1st-round guy. But I don't see – I mean, I look at it, and I think he's being drafted in the right place. I mean, he probably had 3rd-round upside if he played all year. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they took him, especially in the 4th or 5th round, as your gamble guy. But I think McCord is just got a little more arm talent than Ewers ever showed at Texas.
There's got to be a reason Sark stuck with him all season long. You got Manning on your bench, and he was hurt, and they let Manning play a little bit, and he went right back to Ewers as soon as he was remotely healthy because he wasn't healthy all season. So that says something to me. I don't know. I could be way off on yours, but
all right, let's switch over to round 6. So I'm going back to back here. Everybody knows how much I like Tonka Hemingway. I think he might even be a 5th at this point. I've even seen some late 4th on him. I like Cameron Jackson too, but I'm doubling up on defensive tackle here because I took one in the 3rd. I want to get another one in the 6th. If you told me it's Cameron Jackson instead of Tonka Hemingway in the 6th, I'm not upset with that. I've seen Jackson in the 4th now, though. I think the secret's out on him. Jackson was not a highly productive player in college, but he's got that Kenneth Grant tools, and that's what you're betting on with him is you're just betting on tools. At least Grant had production. That's why he's a 1st-round pick. So give me my man Tonka if he's sitting there in the 6th, or if Cameron Jackson's sitting there in the 6th. I want to double up at defensive tackle, and there's a guy who kept falling in the 7th at corner who I really, really like.
6th round,
Somber happy.
I went with Riley Leonard. I keep reading that scouts like Riley Leonard a lot better than the mock draft guys, and he's going to go earlier. He might even not even be there in the 6th round. Scouts really like this guy. He's 6'3.5", 216. Pretty good athlete, pretty good arm. I think you could do worse than him in the 6th round. He's better than Skylar Thompson. So he could easily hit that third quarterback role with a little bit of upside. Who knows? Tough kid, won a lot of games for Notre Dame. I'm just going by what I'm reading with the scouts. A lot of people really like Riley Leonard, and he could go 4th round, I heard. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it. But
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see much from him that really impressed me personally. For me, I went with Zy Alexander. Mock's got him falling too from what started off back in January. He's fallen. Bob and I have talked about how this guy could be a possible Joey Porter clone, which I'll take that in the 6th round, to be honest with you. I was thinking, I'm like, with Joey and Slay on the outside, could they possibly plug this guy to take on the slot, and you'd have a bigger guy, so it's not like us watching Beanie get beat up all the time? Could that be a good idea? Maybe. So I thought, you know what? If he falls to the 6th, I'll take a Joey Porter clone in the 6th. So I went with Zy Alexander.
I think he's a little slower than Joey, and Joey's already not exactly the fleet of foot.
They're 40s around the same time, and that's why I went with that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, in the 6th
purely
round,
going off their
that's a good
40s.
pick.
Their 40s mirror each other. So, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you're right. In the 6th, if you're getting Zy Alexander,
I like it.
Maybe you're lucky there and he develops into something. So, should be interesting.
And with Slay there, they got time. They've got a year to do what they got to do to develop him. So, I'm fine with the pick in the 6th round.
Right. And it's shit off the pot for him or for Corey Trice this year, too. So.
True. Very true.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So round 7.
Dave's guy.
Yeah, look, I like Nazir Stackhouse. I really do. He is actually been projected to be a starting defensive tackle. I don't know if it's because of him being more of a 2-down guy or what it is, but every time he's right there in the 7th. And I truly believe they're concerned over the D-line after that 300-yard game and the struggles. Cam Hayward's not getting any younger. I think I'm with Bob here where they double dip on D-line. I really do. If you truly believe that they're trying to be like Philly and get really strong in the trenches, then I think they double dip. That's why I went Nazir Stackhouse in the 7th.
All right. So I kept seeing this guy fall to the 7th. I have no idea why. I like big cornerbacks. He's not Siobhan Rivell. He's not. But he's freaking fast, and he's 6'3". He ran a sub 4.40 at the combine. And at this point, if I'm taking a flyer on a late round guy, they took a flyer on Corey Trice a couple of years ago.
True.
This guy's the same size, and he's much faster. He's from a smaller school. That's probably why he's falling a little bit.
Converted wide receiver, too. He was a wide receiver up until last 2 seasons.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think there's tools there. And, could it turn into something in the 7th round? Yeah, give me a big, fast corner, and let's see what happens.
Yeah,
right,
that'd be a nice pick. In the 7th?
This came out of left field.
7th round, I took Elijah Badger, wide receiver out of Florida. I didn't have a wide receiver in my draft, so I needed one. This kid's pretty good. He ran a 4.45 40. Pretty good route runner. Played in the slot in Florida, so I think he could be a slot candidate. I've seen a couple of the draft guys I watch and listen to bring his name up as a late round possible, steal. We'll see. I watched some of his tape on Sunday. He looks pretty good. So for the 7th round, I needed a wide receiver. Throw him in the mix with all the other crappy wide receivers they have past the big 2 and see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'm surprised no Wyatt Millum.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's summarize. So, David?
Yeah. I took Derek Harmon, Tyler Shuck, DJ Giddens, Ty Felton, Zy Alexander, and Nazir Stackhouse.
Nice.
Yeah. And Dave?
I took Nick Emenwuri, Joshua Farmer, Ollie Gordon, Justin Wally, Riley Leonard, Elijah Badger.
And I've got O'Marion Hampton, Alfred Collins, Torrey Horton, Kyle McCord, Tonka Hemingway, and Za Frazier. So
I like Za Frazier. I wonder if he's 7th round or maybe a little earlier than that with all his, athletic ability.
I was shocked. I mean, 10 out of 10 mocks on PFF today. He was in the 7th round.
Yeah.
So it's really, really, really surprising. But who knows what they're going to do? I mean, this is
We don't.
it's kind of
nobody knows.
exciting to have the Steelers. That being said, I think it gets really exciting if Shador goes off the board early, because then I think they're getting best player available, like John is suggesting. If Shador is there, again, I think they got to. You take a shot, see what happens.
Yeah, Faribaugh said smart money is on Shador. If he's there, I'm going to lose my mind, but they're going to take him.
Yeah, I think.
I
they
mean,
will too.
I
think
don't
they
agree
will
with
too.
it. I think it's a mistake, but especially if there's teams, willing to give up, a lot to get up to 21 to trade in a trade.
Dude,
that
if
would
they get
I mean,
offered like legit, like really good offers, and they didn't take.
we'll
them,
never know.
mm.
Well, maybe somebody will report it after the fact, but yeah, if they, I don't
They
know.
better fucking hit on him if they
I don't-
choose to take
That's-
him over. What
That's the
they're
other thing.
offering.
After the Kenny Pickett thing, are you really? Listen, I'm not comparing him to Kenny Pickett, but are you really going to draft a quarterback in the first round in a bad quarterback draft again? Are we really doing this again?
Yeah, they might. They might.
Well, they did the free agent thing again. That they waited all off season for freaking Ayuk last year, and they're waiting all off season for Aaron Rodgers. And so they do repeat their mistakes, obviously.
I'm not against, even if they take one early, I'm still not against them taking one next year either. If it's supposedly this deep quarterback class like it's supposed to be, I am not opposed to them going, fuck it, back
But
to
they
back.
won't.
I don't think you
They
can go
won't.
back-to-back first rounders.
I mean,
Like,
I'm saying, no.
Yeah.
I'm saying in general. If it's a deep quarterback class next year and they see
They
a
get
guy
one
in the
second, you
third,
say? Oh,
a
yeah,
second or
maybe.
third, they got so many thirds. Like, I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. So, fuck it. I would do it both.
But all we heard all off season is they're hoarding these picks for a quarterback next year. They're hoarding these picks. So that was all bullshit.
No, I
Or did
still
they
think
just fuck up this Aaron Rodgers thing so bad that now they have no choice?
it's a just in case. That's what I think it is.
I also think you can't discount the fact that, everybody's saying that it's a great quarterback draft next year because they think Arch Manning's going to be at the top of it. If he's not, I mean, up until recently, the second best guy in the class was thought to be Nico. And we know what's happened with Nico.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody really think he's going to be the second best quarterback in the class at this point? So,
Not now.
You got Newsmeyer, who's pretty good.
I like
But-
Nussmeier a lot.
Yeah, but at the same time, are you really tanking to get Garrett Newsmeyer? And if you are,
No.
did you screw up?
Yeah.
There's a lot of quarterbacks though. The Penn State kid. I mean, we've been over it a couple times. There's some, and maybe South Carolina has a fast kid that's supposed to be pretty good too. His name escaping me right now, but there's some good quarterbacks in next year's draft. I'd much rather wait at this point. I like Jackson Dart a lot, but I don't see the first round. I want to wait.
Yeah.
I think Jackson Dart can be good. I want the next Ben Roethlisberger. I don't want the next,
Oh yeah, right there with you.
mid quarterback that's going to keep us in this freaking, thing forever where we're 9-8 forever. I want better. I want more.
And,
Right there with you.
and for those of you hoping for Arch, and look,
Yeah,
I
Sellers,
would love
thank you.
Arch Manning too, but at the same time, you have got to be probably
They're not
the
getting
number
Arch
one
Manning.
pick in the draft.
Yeah, they're not
to,
getting
to get Arch Manning, because I can't see anybody,
Lenore
unless
Sellers. Thanks, guys.
unless somebody gets hurt, I can't see any really quarterback not needy team being in a position to take Arch Manning next
Yeah,
year.
we're not getting Arch Manning. He's going to go
Yeah.
number one. If he comes out, he's going to
Right.
be number one overall. You're not getting a number one.
I agree. That's
Unless, half the team gets injured and they go 0-16, 0-17, which is not going to happen. It would
Yeah,
take
but-
so much to trade up to number one pick. It's unreasonable to think that.
Yeah,
You
let's
would,
say,
if you really wanted that, you'd be trading TJ Watt now for assets. You'd be dumping ship. If you really thought you could get Arch Manning, that's what you got to do to get him. You can't play this game where you want to compete and then get Arch Manning. It's not going to happen. It's because he's too good. Or we
Yeah,
think he's going to be too good.
I think Seattle's going to be pretty bad next year. If I was going to lay money on somebody who I think is in position and who would take Manning, I think
Seattle's going to be bad? Yeah, I think they're going to be all right. I'm trying to think who.
I don't know. They let go of everybody.
Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold was a one-year wonder with a great offensive mind. And the guy in Seattle's pretty good, but he doesn't have anybody to throw the ball to.
They'll have Smith and Jigba. They brought in Rams wide receiver.
Yeah.
Why is he escaping?
Exactly.
I don't know why.
They
brought in him.
Either, yeah.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp.
They have a first and 2 second-round picks from the Steelers, so they got some draft capital too.
This is a big if Darnold is legit, whatever. That's the big question mark. Was that just a KOC thing with him, or did he really
it could be.
find it, or what? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he had the year with Shanahan, then he had a year with O'Connell.
Yeah,
so, yeah, he could play pretty good.
He was a top 5 pick. We forget. He's a top 5. He was highly drafted. He was,
and then he sucked. So
he did. Well, the Jets. The Jets are where quarterbacks go to die.
And the Panthers.
and the
Panthers too. Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough. I mean, you actually get him, players around him. Maybe, man. Maybe.
There's a team. If they don't take a big step, is Bryce Young's days numbered? I mean,
oh my, yeah.
Frankly, he probably should have gone to high school before he came out. But I mean, if you've ever seen Bryce Young, the kid looks like a fucking middle schooler. Why you
tiny.
would think that's your quarterback? I have no idea.
Yeah,
they played better at the end of the season though. He did.
He did play better. You're right. He did.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
That would be an interesting one. Bryce Young or Jackson Dart?
I take Jackson Dart, to be honest. I know I like Jackson
over
Dart.
Bryce Young. Yeah, I would.
The number 1 pick in the draft, Bryce Young.
Oh, no, I'm good.
All right, guys. We got anything else before we get out of here?
Nope.
No, make sure Thursday night we'll probably go on. What, about 15 minutes before the draft?
Yeah, 7:45 sounds good.
Yeah.
Don't forget to fill out your draft bash stuff for the
Please.
game. Please no later than 7 so I can, make the scoreboard and have it go live. Remember the first 3 picks you get scored on, and then after that it's Steelers Central.
Really hope you guys do it, man. It's a fun thing to do during the draft. You can win some prizes. Nobody's going to see how bad your picks are or anything. So,
guys, we're thinking about having a few of you come on live with us for like a quick 2-minute hit on day 2 of the draft. If you're interested, you guys in the chat that are regulars, Vaughn, John, Somber, hit me up on the Steel Sanctuary email or on Twitter or whatever, and let me know. Yeah, any of you guys that want to come on with 2 minutes, give us your thoughts on the first day 1 and what you think of day 2. It should be fun. We got a lot of time to fill on day 2. The Steelers don't draft till late in the 3rd. So if you guys are interested in that, we appreciate you guys a lot. You're always in here giving us great stuff on the chat. So we're gonna put you on. We'll put you all on, Greg.
Yeah, Greg got our email, so hit us up.
Give you 2 minutes, give you your thoughts, and then we'll get you out of there. It should be a lot of fun. That's what this whole podcast has become, is interaction with you guys. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast. Spread the word for us too. Hit that subscribe button. Tell your friends. Subscribe to the podcast. We're doing really well now. We want to keep this on the roll. We got a lot of draft coverage coming up. Like Bob said, we're here all through the first round, all through the second round, and then we'll have a wrap up podcast on Sunday at some point.
Unless they do something crazy on Saturday.
Yeah, if something crazy happens on Saturday, we'll jump on Saturday.
Yeah.
And until next time, thanks for listening to the Steelers Sanctuary Podcast.
Talk to you guys soon.
Why am I so sad? Am I doing the wrong thing?
It's just that sometimes goodbyes are a bitch.
T-shirt idea. Goodbye stink.
Lighten up, Francis.
I'll see you tomorrow at lunch.
I am looking forward to lunch.